Hi, I'm Jeff May. I'm here with Scott Fleszar of SafeSend Returns. We're on day 2 of the AICPA, CPA.com Executive Roundtable. Scott, I wanted to ask you, what's the current state of the automation of tax returns, and when are we going to reach a tipping point for automation in that space?
Sure. First of all, this is a great event. I always love coming into this event and really have an opportunity to network with other vendors, with leaders in the profession, with firm leaders. So fantastic event, and I always take a lot from it. In terms of automation around tax compliance, it's a very popular topic. It's a critical inflection point for most firms. How quickly and how much can they adopt automation in their process? And most of the time when I talk to firms about automation, whether it's for tax compliance or anything else, they immediately go to technology. And obviously technology is critical to automation. But I like to even take a step back from that in that what I see in talking to firms and seeing what they're doing is oftentimes automation adoption and automation success is failing in firms because of lack of leadership. Leadership in the firm around being deliberate about using technology and being deliberate about establishing consistency with how things are going to operate in the firm and how you're going to interact with clients around technology and automation. So I think step one is firms need to get out of the mode of, well, this partner likes to do it this way. This partner likes to do it this way. This reviewer does it a little bit differently, and realize that, first of all, you have to establish some consistency and really make sure that the entire firm is behind a consistent approach to how you're going to use technology and how you're going to enable that in your firm. And that goes for how the compliance work is going to flow through the firm and how you're going to interact with clients. And fundamentally, there is quite a bit of technology in place today to help with automation. My belief is that we are approaching a point in time where the profession is beginning to understand that the value in a tax return or a financial statement or a payroll report, the true technical, the core technical capabilities of accountants and CPAs, that doesn't have as much value as it used to. Still certainly has value, but you're going to need to be thinking about higher value services, more proactive advice that you're going to work with clients on and give to clients. And if that's going to happen, you have to have automation in place so that you free up the professional to be able to be more proactive and have those types of conversations with clients. So in terms of, I would say a tipping point, my hope would be in the next, 2 to 3 years, there's a big adoption of technologies across the entire spectrum of tax compliance. So that's getting information from the clients, getting engagement letters signed, pulling data into systems, the actual completing of the return, reviewing it, which can be very streamlined now, and then the process of collecting e-signatures, e-filing the return, and getting the return to the client. Along that whole spectrum, there's lots of technology in place today. So the big players like Intuit and Thomson Reuters and CCH Walters Kluwer, they have very sophisticated systems that can help with that. SurePrep is a great example of their product suite, including tax caddy and 1040 scan and SurePrep binder that provides those kinds of technologies. And then our organization, we have our SafeSend Returns product offering, which really establishes what happens the minute the tax return is complete in a firm, all the processes around that, and I can chat more about that. But, just to get back to your question, it's really about, first of all, the leadership in the firm needs to basically be the compass that is directing the entire firm to their technology approach and taking automation as not being something some of us do, but it's part of our DNA in the firm. And we're going to adopt a very efficient process that's not only going to improve things in the firm, but elevate client service. And then it's looking at the technologies that are available and choosing the ones that best meet the needs of the firm based upon the systems that are already in place.
You talked about the difference between how traditional firms and progressive firms look at automation. You addressed that a little bit in what you just said, but what are progressive firms doing right to what kind of benefits can they offer once they, adopt?
Yeah, I think the progressive firms, one of the things that they immediately get is that it's very difficult in the marketplace to find quality people to bring in the firm in terms of employees. We need to be doing everything we can to retain our existing talent. Again, the value of the tax return, the payroll report, the financial statement, the technical capabilities, the value isn't there anymore. So what progressive firms are saying is, let's be in a position so that we have automation in place so that our employees aren't working 90 hours a week during tax season and getting burned out and looking at alternatives. Let's put automation in place because we need to do more, serve more clients with our existing staff because it's harder to find staff out there. And let's put automation in place because we know that as soon as, the more streamlined we can be with our compliance work, the more time the professional has to work with the client on proactive areas and being a true trusted advisor that's working on newer value-added services that are going to drive more top-line revenue for the firm, and the automation is going to drive the bottom line impact.
So where does your company SafeSend fit in the automation equation?
Great question. So again, the tax compliance kind of spectrum or value chain, where SafeSend Returns comes in is right when the return is completed in the firm. And for many, they might think, well, is there much that comes after that? There's actually quite a bit. So what SafeSend Returns enables a firm to do is very efficiently assemble that return for the client electronically, pulling out important things like the transmittal letters, the e-file authorizations, the invoice, package that up in as little as 3 or 4 minutes, electronically deliver that to the client, where the client logs in a secure dashboard and is presented really kind of a process where they can step through very easily and in a way that steps them through the entire process of what they need to do when they get that return, which is often a source of confusion and frustration for clients. So it allows them to review the return online. It allows them to e-sign, pay the taxing agencies if they need to pay the taxing agencies, pay the firm if they need to pay the firm, if the firm has issued an invoice through that way, and then download a copy of the return. So it is a tremendously efficient process for the firm because then they're getting that signed e-file authorizations back, and they can e-file the return for the client. And it offers an elevated client experience for the client, which improves the firm's brand and image, and again, eliminates confusion and sources of frustration for the client because the dashboard design that we have is clean and allows the client to navigate through their completed tax return very easily and very quickly, and really very much compresses all of the work that exists, whether you're with paper filed returns or if you're giving your clients paper copy of returns, or you're using a static portal system. This elevates the efficiency and the client experience with SafeSend Returns. And we have admins tell us it's a tremendous benefit in their firm and saves them a lot of time and really drives a great value and a return on investment.
Well, thanks for chatting with us today. Thanks for your presentation yesterday, and hope to see you next year at next year's roundtable.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Scott.